we expect from the job landscape over the next few months? Let's find out from Employers Confederation of the Philippines President Sergio Ortiz-Luis. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Ortiz, on The Final Word. 4.6 million unemployed, that is what the government says. But last month, the social weather station came out with a report that 27.3 million Filipinos are out of jobs. We're seeing a huge discrepancy here, Mr. Ortiz. Who do we believe in terms of the data?
You know, when we started the lockout, I could believe that 27 billion is there. We're taking, as a matter of fact, it could have been more. You know, there are only 44 million in the labor market in the whole Philippines. That includes government employees, about 2 million of them. That includes others, those who are not looking for jobs, those who gave up looking for jobs. And the 40 million is the one that is really we're looking at. 40 million is divided into two groups, the formal and informal sector. Informal sector is only is 84% of the 40 million, and the formal sector is only 16%. Formal sector is the one that is being normally reported by DOLE, because they are the ones really directly in charge of them. They're the ones who are registered companies. They're the one who pay SSS, responsible for pag-ibig and things like that. The informal market, and who are they? The bulk of the workers would be market vendors, all sorts of drivers, jeepney, pedicabs, or taxi drivers.
So basically, Mr. Ortiz, the 27 million is a combination of both the informal and the formal sector. But don't you think the 4.6 million unemployed is too low, and that this number should be a little bit higher given the current circumstances?
But you know, when we started, there were only very few who were working. The exemption, when we started the lockdown, it was only the exporters and the food processors and the services that service them. No, so those are only few hundred thousands. All the rest were out of work. Estimate at the time is Metro Manila alone will have about 12 million out of job, and the rest of Luzon bigger than that. No? So I would say that that is the time that where the 27 billion is nearer.
So,
now,
Mr. Ortiz, whether it be more than 4 million or 27 million Filipinos unemployed, a lot of them are part of the so-called small and the micro, the small and the medium-sized enterprises. And many of them really need the cash from this Bayanihan Act, which has already been ratified by both houses of Congress, but hasn't been signed into law yet by the President. Why has there been a delay?
That is true. And, you know, 90% of the enterprises are micro, and they employ 60% of the workers in the capital region and well, almost everywhere. So they're the ones. 50% of the micro now are not opening anymore. Many of them are the ones being reported by DOLE. We've already advised them that they're shutting down permanently.
Yes.
The others are waiting for assistance from that will be given by the government, mainly, as you mentioned, from Bayanihan. And hopefully it will come on time, because at the moment, a lot of them are still trying to decide whether it's still worthwhile to operate or not.
Yeah, because
in the past,
a lot of lawmakers, Mr. Ortiz, are even saying that this 140 or 165 billion pesos in the Bayanihan Act is not sufficient to really pump prime the economy. And business groups like yourself are even worried on the implementation process where corruption could be prevalent.
Yes, as a matter of fact, one of the things that we were looking at in the original bill was that a real chunk of money will be given to MSME for lending, which will be outside of the normal norm, outside of the box in terms. DTI is doing that now with SB Corporation. They have a billion fund, no collateral, almost no interest, just service charge, with the hope that that would be increased when the Bayanihan is passed. But what is coming out is that they will just increase the capitalization of SB Corporation for many other things, and I think the lending, if given about 4 billion, I think, to SB Corporation, will be coming from the commercial bank, and probably will be like the commercial bank conditions. That is not what we are looking at for the micro and small, because many of them are really discouraged to even in the 1 million. Some of our members did not want to apply, even if it's very soft,
Correct.
because they are not so sure of the uncertainty of the business, and they do not want to be caught having borrowed
Yes.
and not being able to operate.
All right. So that Bayanihan 2 Act should be signed now to help the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises to retain jobs and to, attract more jobs. Thank you so much for joining us, Sergio Luis Ortiz from the Employers Confederation of the Philippines.